What's going on, boys? So today, Peroxide is dropping. It's crazy, I know. But anyways, I'm gonna be going over basically the beginner's guide. Everybody and their moms doing this shit, so you know we gotta be original or something. I don't know how we're gonna do this. And yeah, before we start, I just want to say I'm doing a massive giveaway in my Discord. I'm carrying people to Vasto, and I'm giving away a godly coat at 20k subs. So make sure you sub, like, and comment if you want those. It's going to be for all races, so no matter what race you are, this is going to help you, okay? If you don't know how to do things for your specific race, then I will explain that too. But if you want to make your build perfect before this video, then I would suggest go watching my, I already made a video on it, probably. It's probably out. I want to do this in order of your progression, and we are going to max level. And by max level, I mean after you fight your second mode boss. But yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, first things first. What we got here is basically a human. Once you spawn in, you're going to be a human, right? If you want to be a Hollow or a Soul Reaper, make sure you die. Just walk around until you die. There will be a bunch of invisible things attacking you. Those are Hollows. They're invisible because you're a human. If you want to be a Quincy, do not die, or else you're locked out of Quincy forever. So do not die. Make sure you use your soul wayfinder. It should be in your hotbar. If it's not, check your inventory. And it's like a little purpley bluish thing. Just click it, and then you should see a blue and black symbol. Just go towards that. It's kind of far, but just go to it. Talk to him and you'll be a Quincy. Now for a Ronkar, to become a Hollow, first thing is you want to rip out your chain once you die. So once you get gripped by a Hollow, press G, like spam G, and you'll pull out your chain, right? You just gotta and then once you do that, you'll pull out your chain and become a Hollow, base Hollow. And for Shinigami / Soul Reaper, what you want to do is, again, use a Soul Wayfinder once you die, and then you go to Kisuke's shop, and Kisuke will turn you into a Soul Reaper. Just talk to him. Very easy. Now that you've got the first stage done. For Hollows, it's going to be a bit different because obviously you have to do the Hollow progression. So once you're done with that, let's just pretend you're in Ronkar, because everybody starts at the same thing once they become a humanish. You're probably going to be rank F, okay, right? You're going to be rank F. You need a limit break, like almost immediately you need a limit break. Limit break is a little bar if you go into your stats, and it should be a bar over here, and it'll be blank. So what you got to do to fill it up, personally, I just talk to NPCs. If you've never talked to an NPC before, it will give you a bunch of limit break EXP. So just talk to like 2 NPCs and it should give it to you, and then you can limit break, and now that will make you able to put in stats. But the best way to get stats at a low level is probably go to the dojo. All right, go to the dojo, because obviously you're weak and you have no stats. You can't fight Kisuke. It's probably a waste of money to do the Hollow killing quests unless you're just really good at the game, and I'm assuming most of you aren't because you just started. First thing I would do is get my agility to 10, right? Once you get it to 10, then you can use flash step. After that, I'd go with a combat stat, any combat stat, probably vitality if you need it, and then Reiatsu. Okay, it might take a while to max out, but a faster way to get stats other than dojo is if you're strong enough, you can go to one of these NPCs. Here, let me go there real quick. But there should be a quest board near you. Just find one. It's not that hard to find. There's one right here. You talk to this guy. He's always going to be here next to the quest boards. Talk to him. Say sure. And then one of these stats, if you attune these, per se, I do this, and then all of these will give me blue stars. Okay, if it's a yellow star, then you're not going to get any stats from it. The color on here will be the color that you picked. So if you picked Spirit, like I did, then these stars are blue, right? If I go over here and I pick Strength, they're orange instead. Okay, it'll automatically change all the quests. Personally, what I'd be doing at low level is probably kill a red eye. It is a lot, but that's really good. And another way to make your progression even faster is these stars. Like these stars on my stats, if you didn't notice, they give you EXP multipliers. So this is a 5-star, which means it's like, I think, a 5 times EXP multiplier. So what you do to get your stars on your stats is, it's a bit confusing. They kind of changed it recently. So Yeah, but basically what you don't want to do is go to Kisuke or any trainer. There's trainers in every single world, Soul Society, Wanden, or Wakamundo. But those ones are harder than Kisuke, so I don't really recommend doing that until you're higher level. Either way, what you want to do is you have to go all the way to Kisuke and you want to fight him, right? Once you fight him, he'll give you like what you want to attune. Basically the same as the quest giver guy that you just talked to. And then once you talk to him like that, then he'll give you an option to fight him. And once you beat him, he's a bit difficult, but once you beat him, he'll give you a bunch of stats, like a lot of stats. And on top of that, he'll give you stars. I think he gives you 3 stars, and the other trainers that are harder give you like 5. By the way, keep in mind that you can't use multiple like stars on stats. So you can't have stars on strength and stars on vitality at the same time. Okay, this doesn't work. You can only have it on one stat, and once you put it on that stat, just hard focus it. If you use your stats on a non-EXP multiplied like slot or stat thing, then you're probably not going to get that many stats out of it. That's why I say you should definitely hard focus it until you don't need it anymore. And make sure to check out my guide video on builds if you want to know more about the build, but that's all I'm going to be talking about that. Also, once you defeat incursions, do invasions, and other things, they give you stats too, and it'll say select stats to bolster. Just click whichever one you want, and it should increase it, but mine are max, obviously, so I can't really do that. Yeah, I'd honestly rather just do the quests to get stats than this, so it's not really effective, but it does give you stats. Moving on to the next part of this progression should be, since I'm done explaining how to level up and stuff, we're going to be getting into the second phase of, you know, where to do all your stuff, how to get your abilities, how to unlock your Shrift, Volt Standing, and Shikai. But at level 15, if you're in a Rankar, you will just unlock your Resurrection move. You don't even need to do anything. So, for Soul Reapers, what you want to do is meditate. Once you meditate, there should be like a little orb minigame you gotta do. It might take a while to complete, but once you do that, then you can fight your inner spirit, and you'll have to fight your Shikai. So your Shikai is gonna be kinda tough, I'm not gonna lie. I see a lot of people struggling with it. I didn't really struggle with it personally, but I don't know. I've seen other people struggle with it. So yeah, once you defeat it though, then you will be able to use it. And now for Quincy. Quincy is probably the most complicated one. What you want to do, get to level 15. Once you're level 15, then you can go talk to Yuhavak in Wandenreich, right? And he'll tell you, go get a bounty medallion. And the bounty medallion is at the little girl at the, or not the little girl, but the guy that's standing upside down in the little building at the front of Wandenreich, right? It should be on the table. It's 150 con, or did I say it's con? Fucking yen, damn. Either way, it's 150 yen, and you go buy it. And once you buy it, make sure you go to KT, like go to Karakura before you use it, or else it doesn't work. So go to Karakura, right? Use the bounty medallion. Once you get your bounty, you have to kill them, like grip them. So you could probably just ask them if they could let you, but yeah, most people just let you like get your thing. However, this is the tricky part. It does take a while just because it is a % chance. You could kill him, right? And then you go talk to Yuhavak again, just to get your Shrift. So to get your Shrift, you go talk to him, and it is a 1 out of 3 chance, so 33% chance. Alright, so now that you have your mode, your first mode, if you want to use it, let me turn on my GUI. There's this little bar over here. Now this little bar, you need to fill it up to at least 20%, okay? 20%, and then you are going to be able to use your ability by pressing G. So just use that, just turn it on, and it'll give you a damage buff, and it'll also give you like a special weapon, or it should. For holos, you have to unlock your weapon, and I'll just briefly explain how to unlock your holo weapon. And the quest is kind of confusing though. You got to go to the ancient Arankar place. You got to talk to the monolith, and once you talk to the monolith, then you have to go all the way to the Menos Forest in the gorge. You have to make it there in under like a certain amount of time, or else it'll just disappear and you can't get it. There will be this place called the Gorge in the center of Wakamundo. You jump down there and then you follow it all the way until you see like a black pit. Once you go into the black pit, you will be in the Menos Forest. Okay. All you need to do is activate your resurrection really quickly, and then you'll just have it. Don't leave though, or else you have to redo it all again. Okay, like once you're in the Meadows Forest, make sure you use your resurrection. If you don't, you have to redo it all over again. That is going to be it for the first stage. Now, after a lot of progression, basically the best way to progress is probably doing invasions once you're done with the stats, the stat quest boards. Once you're like, once you've got your shrift, once you're like rank C, then I would start doing invasions. Okay, just do the lowest possible one. It doesn't matter, you'll still get stats, but just make sure you have stars on it. It'll go faster. So once you have stars on it, then put stats into it. Just spam your stats into whatever, and then once you're done upgrading that, go get more stars. Do it again. So just go to the trainer, go to Kisuke, or go to your your specialized trainer, which should be in your world, whichever world you have a teleport portal to. That will be your special trainer. If you want to do that, it is harder, but it gives you way more stat buffs. So just do that. And then basically just progress through invasions and a bunch of random other things if you want to. And once you get to level 90, then you will be able to unlock your second mode, okay? It's different for every race, but to unlock it, it is the same. So the requirements for every race to get your second mode, you need 420 quote-unquote points, okay? Points are an invisible system. You can't see them. There's no way of knowing how many you have, but you can kind of just guess, okay? So there's a bunch of things that give you points towards your progression. I think you can just get them at any level, so you might have more than I'm saying you have. So the first way that most people do to get it is winning time gates. Okay, time gates are little bubble orb thingies that are green that spawn around the map. They spawn every hour, like global time every hour. Doesn't matter what time the server is, it just spawns like in real life hours, okay? And it lasts for 20 minutes after that hour. It's again and again and again all day, no matter how old the server is. Win those, okay? Winning those gives you 75 points. To unlock your second mode, you need 420 points. Funny number, but yes, you need 420 points. So winning, I can see why winning is a very common strat. Personally, if it's like, if you're waiting on cooldown for the time gate, I just do these. But the bosses that spawn around the map, these are called time bubbles. I don't know why the fuck it's called that. It's so confusing. The time gates are called time bubbles, and the time bubbles are called time gates. I don't know why the bubble looking thing is called a time gate, and the fucking beam of light is called a bubble. It doesn't make any sense. But anyways, I digress. First, I want to say that these time bubbles. Okay, Jesus Christ. Time bubbles give you a bunch of points, like per percent HP you take off of that boss's HP. You have to damage them personally, by the way, to get the credit. But if you like hit them, 1% of their HP will be 1 point, okay? And they have 150 HP. If you solo it, it'll give you 150 points. If you don't, it's still really good. Another way to get points is by doing invasions. You get slight points, so you'll probably just have a bunch of points by now if you've been grinding that for levels, which is honestly really good. So also incursions, which is that little they're little like race things, just NPCs that just spawn around the map, various races. They'll just spawn and they'll attack you. Those give you 6 points per grip. Storm Marone cards give you 10 per 60%, which is really not worth it. So I wouldn't really do those unless you just need XP, because they give hella XP. And lastly, to unlock your special thing, what you want to do for Bankai is very easy. Just meditate and then talk to your inner spirit. He'll tell you you're ready, and then do the trial. There's 2 stages to Bankai. First stage, you'll have to find your Zanpakuto, keep breaking it, and you'll eventually get to the second stage. Second stage is basically just fight him. For Quincy, it's kind of the same 2 stages, but the first stage is different. The first stage, you're gonna have to parry and use your heavy critical attack on the NPC, because your M1s and other attacks do not work on him. The only way to damage him is by parrying and hitting him with your critical attack. Okay, that is it. So don't even try and like M1 him or anything. You're just wasting your time. Parrying his attacks is basically it's the easiest way to get things. So just parry his attacks and he'll eventually die. Once you do that, you'll move on to the second stage, where it's again you fight basically yourself, just he has your Volstandig. If you are a Hollow or a Rankar, then you want to basically go to the Meadows Forest. It's kind of annoying, but you gotta go to the Meadows Forest just to check your progression as well. And then there should be a building, and in the center of that building, it's kind of hard to see, but if you turn your graphics down, you can see better, by the way. So just go into the building, and there should be a little dark pit in the bottom. If you walk into it, you'll get teleported to the prince's hideout, or Hueco Oscuras. And once you talk to him, he will give you a dialogue, and if he says you're ready, then you have to go through 6 stages, okay? You have to fight him 3 times, just get his HP kind of low, and he'll like, go away. And then you have to, like, in between those 3 fights, he will spawn 2 ancient Ajukas. He will spawn 2 different Arankars who have Segunda Etapa already. And that's really annoying. And then at the end, you'll have to fight him himself, but he's just buffed. And then you have to kill him, okay? Once you kill him, then you'll unlock your Segunda Etapa. Now that I've told you how to unlock everything in the game, what you want to do at the end is probably finish progressing to max level, and also max out your stats if you haven't done that already. And then, if you are a Soul Reaper, there is still more progression to go, but I'll explain that later. I wanted to keep this video short, but it's really not short at all. So yeah, I hope this progression guide helps you. And yeah, that's about it for the video. I'll see you next time. Peace.
And I'm the Batman. Gonna star my cap like I'm the captain. With that money attached, baby boy, be bad like I'm Jackson. You get your mic jack, we move it like Rambo.